What's up, you guys? This is JYoungGo2 back with another video. And in this video today, if you saw the thumbnail and title, then obviously you know who we're talking about. And that is, of course, Zion Williamson. Because right now, Zion Williamson has the Pelicans as the best team in the Western Conference. And many people actually expected that the Pelicans were going to be a really good team this year. I mean, for crying out loud, last year they made it into the playoffs without Zion. And of course, there were many reports back then was like, oh, what if he comes back and, helps them make a deep run in the playoffs? And honestly, the way that's looking, the Western Conference right now, it's definitely a wild card. Many teams have an opportunity to really go to the NBA Finals, and the Pelicans are definitely, I would say, really realistically look at it on paper. It's the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, or the Warriors right now are as the possible favorite teams out of the Western Conference to go to the NBA Finals. And that's pretty crazy to say about the Pelicans, but they have the talent and they have a guy who is a superstar level player, which is kind of crazy to say, but a guy who's a superstar, let's be real, is a guy who can help his team pretty much win games and compete at the highest level, and who plays as the best player on each and every single given night. And right now, that's what Zion Williamson is doing. He is a legitimate MVP candidate, and we all actually owe him an apology. Let's be real. Let's not all forget about these weight loss commercials, him wanting to losing weight and this and that. Let's be real. I mean, he has a clause in his contract, for crying out loud, about his weight, so we all know that it was definitely an issue. But regardless of that, it's obviously all worked out for the best. This man, he even looks like when he plays that the old athleticism that he once had is back. It's really crazy to see. I mean, and he gets most of his points anyway in the paint. I believe he's driving in like so many times in the game. I won't go over every single statistics because all of them have really been covered a lot in other videos and channels. But when you see him play, right now, during that stretch, especially in the 7 games that they have won without Brandon Ingram really, and for the 2 games without CJ McCollum and 5 without Herb Jones, and he averaged 30 points per game, 9.1 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.1 blocks. And what's the most impressive part though about Zion? Even despite this stretch of games, just in general with this NBA season, he's gotten better on the defensive end by a big margin. He's holding opponents to 37.4% on contested shots, which ranks top 5 in the entire NBA as well, which is very, very impressive. And let's not forget just the depth alone that's on this Pelicans team. He has CJ McCollum, he has Brandon Ingram, he has Herb Jones, he has Jose Alvarado, he has Ted Graham. I mean, he has so many guys on this team. This is a very, very deep New Orleans Pelicans team. And let's forget Larry Nance Jr. as well. Like, there's so many guys on this team that are really, really good for the Pelicans, and they ranked top 5 in both offense and defensive rating. And a lot of that, of course, has to do with the head coach as well, who's definitely been amazing for this Pelican teams and really rebuilding them into the right direction that they need. And also, of course, he's a former NBA player as well, which helps out even more. But when you look at Zion Williamson and you see the things that this guy had to go through just to get back into the NBA at a consistent level, it's great to see. And obviously, all you hope and wish for is that the guy can stay healthy. We all know that Zion is capable of averaging high amount of points per game. He's done it pretty much every single season of his NBA career that he's played. But of course, we want the consistency from him. We want him to be fully healthy, and we want to see him, obviously at his best. And right now, he's playing like one of the best players in the entire NBA. And I wouldn't really be surprised if he actually takes over Luka as the face, really, of the NBA, because he has the talent, he has the value to really make things better. Obviously, we know this year especially, he doesn't really have a solid mid-range game. He can shoot outside the 3, but of course, that is not the main part of his game because he can pretty much get everything he wants in the paint, and of course, that's where most of his shots are taken. But if he wants to really succeed long term, we all know that eventually he will have to develop a 3-point game and a mid-range game at it as well. If he wants to really play long term, we all know this because, of course, athleticism, you can't rely on that forever. I mean, it's like LeBron when he first came into the league. The guy was just dunking and dunking like crazy, getting pretty much everything he wanted in the paint. But as he got older, of course, he had to evolve and grow his game to last longer in the NBA. And that's what Zion is going to have to do as well, to make him become a complete player. But right now, we all know that nobody can really stop him. So it's like, he can do whatever he wants. But right now, he's looking like an MVP candidate. He's looking like one of the guys that can really just take this team to the next level. The Pelicans, they're so deep. They have much talent. And the thing is, they're only getting better. They're young, and Zion is young. It's just really amazing to watch and see. You can most certainly put him in the MVP conversation as well too. But hey, it's still early. Still a long NBA season ahead of us. The Western Conference, very competitive. Still so much basketball to see and watch. But I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. Peace.